It will be easy for us to talk to each other, and it will give me great pleasure to do so, on the condition that you never speak to me of anything that has to do with your declared desires. For the moment you do so is the moment I shall stop seeing you, because I do not want you to think I am worth so little that captivity can do what liberty could not. With the grace of God, I must be like gold. The more it is refined, the purer and cleaner it becomes. Be satisfied with my having said that seeing you will not annoy me as it used to, because I tell you, Ricardo, I always thought you were disagreeable and arrogant, prouder of yourself than you should have been. I confess as well that I was deceived, and it might be that now, having this knowledge, I shall realize the truth that will place reality before my eyes. And realizing the truth, I shall be not only virtuous, but more compassionate as well. Go with God, for I'm afraid that Halima may have heard us, and she understands some of the Christian language, at least that mixture of languages that allows all of us to understand one another. Very nicely put, Senora, responded Ricardo. And I am infinitely grateful for your helping me to realize the truth, and my esteem for you matches the favor you do me in allowing me to see you. And as you say, perhaps knowledge and experience will help you understand how simple my nature is, and how humble, especially when it comes to adoring you. And without your putting a boundary or limit on my behavior with you, may it be so virtuous that you could not find any better. As for putting off the magistrate, do not worry. Do the same with Halima, and know, Senora, that after seeing you, a hope has been born in me, and it assures me that very soon we shall achieve the liberty we desire. And with this, go with God, and I shall tell you at another time about the twists and turns by which fortune brought me to this state after I left you. I mean to say, after I was forced to leave. They said goodbye, and Leonisa was happy and satisfied with Ricardo's candid behavior, and he was extremely happy to have heard a kind word from Leonisa's mouth. Halima was in her room, praying to Muhammad that Leonisa would bring good news in the message that had been entrusted to her. The magistrate was in the mosque with his people, rewarding his wife's desires with his own, thinking them easy to deal with, and anticipating the answer he expected from his slave, whom he'd charged with speaking to Leonisa, which Mahamut would facilitate even if Halima were at home. Leonisa increased Halima's foolish desire and love, giving her very good reasons to hope that Mario would do everything she asked. But first, he said he had to let 2 Mondays go by before what he desired much more than she did could be granted. And he asked for this amount of time because he was imploring and beseeching God for his freedom. Halima was satisfied with the response and explanation from her beloved Mario, to whom she would give his freedom before his time of obligation was over, if he would accede to her desire. And so she asked Leonisa to ask him to shorten his time of obligation and lessen the delay, and she would offer him whatever the magistrate was asking for his ransom. Before Ricardo replied to his master, he consulted with Mahamut regarding how he should answer, and the two of them agreed to drive him to despair and advise him to take her to Constantinople as soon as he could, and on the way, either with her consent or by force, he would achieve his desire. As for the problem he might have in fulfilling his obligations to the great lord, it would be a good thing to buy another slave girl, and on the journey pretend that Leonisa had fallen ill, and then toss the Christian girl he'd bought into the sea one night, saying it was Leonisa, captive of the great lord, who had died. And this could be done and would be done in such a way that the truth would never be discovered, and he would be blameless in the eyes of the great lord, and his desire would